Probe heading for Lee. Chung Jin-sang, closest confidant of the Democratic Party leader, detained. Chung Jin-sang, a vice chief of staff to the Democratic Party of Korea chairman Lee Jae-myung, who is regarded as one of Lee's alleged two closest confidants, was detained by the prosecution Saturday. He is suspected of accepting 140 million won, $103,000 in bribes on 6 occasions from February 2013 to October 2020 from a small party of speculators including Kim Man-bae and Namuk in return for giving them an array of favors that enabled them to make astronomical returns from investing in an urban development project in Daejang-dong, Seongnam, Gyeonggi Province. When Lee was elected Seongnam mayor in 2010, Chung was appointed as chief of policy bureau of the city. When Lee was elected as Gyeonggi provincial governor in 2018, Chung was appointed as policy advisor of the provincial office. Chung is also suspected of getting a promise to receive a 24.5% equity in Kim Man-bae's company after it was chosen as manager of the Daejang-dong project. Chung allegedly agreed with two other key players of the scandal, Kim Yong, another close confidant of Lee's and vice president of the Institute for Democracy, a think tank of the Democratic Party, and Yoo Dong-gyu, a former executive of Seongnam Development Corporation, to divide up the equity, which amounts to 42.8 billion won after taxes. The corporation affiliated with Seongnam managed the project on the city side. Kim Yong was a Seongnam city councillor at the time of the Daejang-dong project. He also worked as a spokesperson of Gyeonggi Province when Lee was its governor. He was indicted on November 8 on charges of accepting 847 million won in bribes from the Daejang-dong speculators on 4 occasions from April to August last year. The prosecution suspects that the money was used to fund Lee's run in the Democratic Party race of electing its presidential candidate. Kim Yong is also in detention. Chung's arrest has different meaning and effect from those of the others involved in the Daejang-dong scandal. Chung is not only one of Lee's closest confidants, but he was a policy decision maker prior to Seongnam Mayor Lee on the path of approval at the city government at the time of the Daejang-dong development. Chung signed important documents on the project before Lee's final approval. It would be absurd if Lee argues that he knew little about the documents when he approved them. Chung strongly denies charges, but the court's issue of arrest warrant implies that suspicions are judged reasonable to some extent. The Democratic Party argues that the charges against Chung and Kim Yong were based only on other suspects' statements, but confessions to the prosecution by Yoo and Nam that Nam raised money for bribery and that Yoo conveyed it to Kim Yong and Chung are said to be detailed and specific. Chung is said to have gotten along very well with Lee, who once said those who can be as close to me as Kim Yong or Chung Jin-sang deserve being called my confidant. Lee is said to have discussed almost everything with Chung. The prosecution reportedly regards Chung and Lee as bound together by a common political fate. This means they acted politically like one body, and that if Chung was implicated in a political fund offense, Lee could hardly be free from it. The Democratic Party reacts strongly against Chung's arrest, denouncing the current regime for maneuvering to destroy the opposition party through the prosecution's tyranny. After Chung's detention, Lee posted on a Facebook page, "If Gunsmoke won't think don't matter. If Gunsmoke clears, truth will reveal itself. Truth won't sink no matter how much it's manipulated." But the arrest warrant for Chung was issued by the court after more than 8 hours of a pre-trial detention hearing. Few would buy an argument that the prosecution manipulated its investigation and deceived the court. Lee's mention of investigation manipulation seems to be an attempt to mislead the people. If investigations are manipulated, as he argues, he may well show evidence and cooperate actively with investigation when summoned. Investigation is nearing its end.